My name is Ryan and I'm in recovery. Just day 3 of our wellness retreat. It's been very blissful, although I'm getting attacked by gnats. My legs are literally covered, but I'm having a lovely time. Today is 80 days clean, and I thought I'd talk about the last time I used, and I guess the kind of moment I hit. I hit many rock bottoms, but this was one of them. It was actually my birthday, and Amy had loads of things planned. Like we had like a kind of some daytime stuff planned. I think we were going to go for like a little ocean swim and a sauna, and then there was like a restaurant booked and some other stuff. Around the period of my birthday was like the heaviest my using has ever been. I was like really in a bad place. I was this is what I talked about in previous videos. My family kind of knew what was happening at this point, but I was still using, but double locking my door and turning my phone off and kind of going missing for periods of time, sending everyone into a bit of a panic. But yeah, I spent the 2 days leading up to my birthday not sleeping, usual routine, locked door, lights off, working my way through like a pile of cocaine. To be brutally honest, this was like probably the darkest my head's ever been. I was really contemplating ending things and taking my own life. It was like, I don't know, I think, yeah, with everyone kind of knowing and like reaching out and checking in on me, it almost like made it worse in that period because I wasn't able to stop. But now that the kind of secret was out, it just kind of felt more palpable, I guess. Sorry, I'm a bit out of breath because I'm walking up a steep hill. But yeah, used up on the days up until my birthday, and it got to like 4 in the morning on the day of my birthday, and I was still wanting to carry on using. I hadn't reached my limit, and I reloaded, called my dealer. You know, the mental gymnastics came into action again, and I kind of thought to myself, I can just quickly use a few more grams, be done by like 9 a.m, sleep for a couple of hours, and then be ready for my day's activities with Amy. You know, obviously that was never going to be possible. But yeah, I did it. I ordered the drugs. And then, you know, once early morning, like kind of 7 a.m. arrived, 8 a.m. arrived, people started kind of texting me, wishing me happy birthday, which just really added to the, this is steep, added to the misery and the isolation. There's a little view, by the way. Yeah, really added to the feeling of loneliness. It's like, I think, yeah, I was probably even like in tears as I was kind of reading people's birthday messages and stuff like that. It was a really dark place. I ended up turning, like people closer to me, like my mum and my sister and my dad and Amy, started reaching out and kind of asking, wishing me happy birthday, kind of checking in. I turned my phone off because I was just like, I can't even like face. I was in such a dark place. I was just like, I can't even bring myself to just reply to a text or, you know, acknowledge anyone or speak to anyone. So I just decided to hide. Yeah, thinking, I'll just give it a few hours, let the kind of bad thoughts wear off, and I'll reply. But yeah, I kind of stayed in that position, like using and sitting in a dark room pretty much all day by myself on my birthday. I didn't really surface until like 5 p.m, maybe a bit later. It was like evening time, and text Amy. When I turned my phone on, I had like messages from all my family, pretty frantic and worried, like people thought I'd killed myself and stuff like that. Amy especially, she was really frantic and has since told me that she was having, she was like, I'd actually given her a key to my house, but I think it only had one of the locks on it, so yeah, I double locked the door, knowing that she wouldn't be able to get in with just the one key. But yeah, she was going to come round and kind of try and get into the flat, but I think I texted her maybe just before she decided she was going to do that. She was always kind of really resistant to just burst in, despite everything that was happening. Yeah, so we eventually did meet up, but obviously I'd been awake for 3 days. I was like, I looked and felt horrific. Yeah, she said she'd never seen me like that. I just was dead behind the eyes, barely spoke, was quite teary and emotional, couldn't really get my words out or anything like that. And we ended up she kind of picked me up from mine, we just went back to hers. And I pretty much fell asleep. Yeah, then I got up the next day. And yeah, I think by this point, Amy had kind of like, bear in mind, she'd been really patient. This had been at least a month of this constant pattern of me just disappearing and using. And I think she's kind of, her own mental health was really suffering. She was holding a lot of space for me to try and get better, but neglecting herself, and that was causing some big problems. And I was basically being pretty mean to her and just being really absent or really short and grumpy when I was interacting with her because I was never sleeping and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, she basically, I guess, set a boundary and was like, look, you can just go and do your own thing today, and we'll meet up another time. But by this point I could really feel myself kind of losing her, and I ended up going and using again that night after my birthday, the 21st of March, and spent the whole time getting on it. And I was really thinking about kind of killing myself and this kind of stuff. But yeah, that basically was it for me. That was the last time. And then I kind of felt, when I kind of came out of that day of using, 12 hours of using after my birthday, that was when I was like, okay, this is actually going to be the end of me if I don't fix this now. And I don't know, maybe something kind of shifted in me. And that was the last time I used.